Hey guys, what's up? Okay, I'm back. I had to run out and do some mommy, mommy daughter chores. Um, I'm back because my daughter is in theater and she got nominated for Cappie's and she had a gala and she'll probably win. And I don't have the award. If I had the award, I'd show it to you, but I don't. So I had to run around. I'm back. I'm back, guys. I'm back. So what we were talking about before is there's so much going on, man. I'm just fixing things. Go ahead, hit that like button, guys. Thank you. So I was on here the live earlier. If you go back one, we were talking about Sean Combs, Diddy's mother, hostile takeover, took 25% of the stocks from Kurt Burrows, and it sounds like a RICO. It sounds like Diddy's mother is coming up for a RICO. It's 46 pages. I think I only got halfway through it. I got my tea. I'm gonna see how my voice is doing. If I feel good, I'm gonna get through it. But let's catch up on today's events. I know I'm late. I heard New York was like these podcasters can't be coming to the court anymore. They were like, if you don't have a media or press, they were like the podcasters. They're just YouTubers. They're not really press, and they're saying like they don't really want them to come. So they're trying to figure out and get media kits. But they're the eyes and the ears. This is not a live trial. There's no cameras. So street justice, right? That's what they're trying to do, street justice, and I'm not mad at it. So today, let's get caught up with today. Diddy's assistant testified, a male stripper by the name of Punisher from New York testified, and Cassie's mother. I heard she wasn't on the stand long. I think Cassie's mother was only on the stand for like half an hour, and the defense didn't even cross-examine. They were like, let her go. But the crazy thing with Diddy, it sounded like he tried to extort her mother for $20,000. Horrible. Horrible, horrible. Let's get caught up. So let's see. Go ahead, hit that like button, guys. All right, guys can see my screen. This is coming from the Inner City Press on Twitter. Okay. David James was testifying about an incident with Suge Knight. He's going to mention D-Rock, saying he was a friend of Biggie Smalls decades ago. Not relevant. Judge, seems you are previewing your cross. The judge says, good morning, welcome back. We are missing 4 jurors. It may be on the subway. Yes, that's right. Jury started late today, maybe a half an hour because of the subway. If you're from New York, I'm from New York, that's what happens. That's kind of very normal. So they didn't start maybe an hour later. Guys, I'm going to put a link for my Cash App or PayPal if you want to make a donation. If not, go ahead, hit the like button. That's free. Here goes the prosecution. What about physical violence between Mr. Combs and Cassie? Did you personally observe it? So they have his assistant on the stand now, named David James. He said, no, I did not. Prosecution said, do you remember a blog post? He said, yes, when I was LA, came back from a club. What did Mr. Combs say? That someone might be lying on him, saying he hit Cassie at the club. He went through my browser history. No one had ever done that to me. Here goes the prosecution. Did Mr. Combs give you instructions about Cassie? The assistant says to bring her food at the London hotel, some Roscoe's. What is Roscoe's fried chicken? I know Roscoe's fried chicken. What is Roscoe's? Some delicious fried chicken in Los Angeles. Prosecution. What did you do for Mr. Combs in New York? Assistant. I bring him applesauce, Jello, Fiji water, his toiletry bag with ointments just for men. We bought 40 items so he wouldn't call us later. I get the key like at the Trump International. Assistants. I set up the medicine bag in a personal Louis Vuitton bag. What is in it? Viagra, ecstasy, and Percocet. More drugs. Prosecution. How did you go about replenishing the supplies? I used my personal credit card. Bad boy would pay me back. So how is he getting Percocet with a credit card? I'm lost. You just can't get Percocet or prescriptions, I guess. Prosecution. Who paid you back? Usually bonds. Bonds. That's Roger Bonds. Prosecutor. Did Mr. Combs ever stay alone in a hotel? Never. Usually Cassie, sometimes other women. Did he ask you for things during your stay? He texted me for iPod or food. Did anything strange ever happen? Yes, in Miami. He asked me for iPod from his house on Star Island. I drove it to his hotel and knocked, no answer. I had a key. I set up the room. What did you see? Cassie on the bed. Was there another person who was sort of scurried away and the shower was on? I thought Mr. Combs was in there. How was she sleeping on her back? Objections, abstained. What about the other person? He was 5'8" with long hair and a large endowment. He scurried away. Did you ask anything? I wasn't hired to ask about their personal affairs. Wow. So this is his assistant saying he was getting an iPod from Star Island, went to a hotel, and realized that there was a male worker in there. Did you ever pick up drugs from Mr. Combs? Yes, Percocets at a pharmacy, sometimes in my name. Did you give him permission to use your name? I don't recall that. Was there a drug dealer? Yes, One Stop. I keep hearing about this One Stop. I don't know who One Stop is. He met with a lot of people, even the former presidents. Ooh, which one? Former President Obama? What? I know they're not trying to say that Obama was buying illegal drugs from One Stop. I must be reading this wrong. What was your understanding would have happened if you hadn't done these things? Objections, abstain. Did you ever take ecstasy? Yes. I was drinking Ciroc. I took ecstasy. I was Diddy bopping. What do you mean? I was vibing. I don't mean to laugh. He said he was doing the Diddy do wop bop bop did it. You know what I mean? He took some X and he was like, hey ho. He was doing the Diddy bop. The prosecution's like, what are you talking about? Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna get back to it. Let's fix my screen. All right. He was doing the Diddy boo bop. Okay. Did you speak with Mr. Combs about it? He was reviewing the footage of the party. We had a videographer who filmed the parties. He asked me, hey, Playboy, was that you dancing around the party? I said yes, and he was saying, I'm going to keep the video in case I ever need it, meaning that I'd be embarrassed. Did anything ever go missing? They said a bracelet was missing. Uncle Paulie came in my hotel room and searched my belongings and those of my girlfriend at the time. Could you have said no? Objection, move on. Did you ever have to take a lie detector test? Yes. Who was present? Just me and a gentleman. It was very intimidating. They put monitors on my head, my chest, and my hand. Could you refuse? Not to keep my job. Wow. So they got robbed and they made this guy, assistant, take a lie detector test. Did this happen again? Yes. When Mr. Combs said a watch of his had been stolen. What kind of result? The gentleman told me I seemed nervous and I said I am. Once Capricorn Clark had to take a lie detector test to prove she wasn't part of a heist of Mr. Combs' jewelry. Was there an incident in Mel's Diner with Suge Knight? Yes, I drove the Silver Navigator to get cheeseburgers there. I know Suge Knight was like, it's a good thing y'all didn't roll up on me because it wouldn't have turned out good in their favor. He did say that on Cuomo. D-Rock said, that's MF and Suge Knight. He went over there and said, what's up? Suge didn't even recognize him. D-Rock said, I'm Biggie's boy. What happened next? We noticed 4 black SUVs to different sides of the parking lot. I saw someone hand Suge Knight a gun. D-Rock said, we got to get out of here. And we drove back to the house. What did you find there? Cassie was crying. Mr. Combs had got in a vehicle. I saw 3 guns on his lap. So he threatened her with a gun. I felt calm because we'd been in a silver vehicle, now a black one. They wouldn't see us coming. What did you find at Mel's Diner? Suge Knight had left, Mr. Combs said, drive around the block. What did you decide? To leave the company. They offered me other positions, but I just wanted to leave. My life was at risk. No further questions. Here comes the cross-examination, Mr. Agnafilio. You didn't tell all this the first time. They told me to stop, to not say anything that would incriminate me. Look at the notes from your interview. Read it yourself and look up at me. Okay. How did you recognize Suge Knight? I listen to hip hop. When you were drinking or smoking pot, no, sir, my mind was clear. Yo, he's a trip. Were you drinking or smoking pot? As clear as it could be, working 20 hours a week at 4 a.m. D-Rock opens up the door, Suge Knight, and a few cars over here and window open. Yeah, Cassie's like, yeah, they grabbed the guns and went up at Suge. And Suge was like, that wouldn't have been nice because you saw Suge ran up with his guns too. And they got in their car and went right back. Suge was like, you don't want none of this smoke. Mm-mm. I'm Biggie's boy, and Suge recognizes him, gives me a dab. What's a dab? A handshake. Oh my God. You know how they have sign language? They need someone for hip hop codes to dissect hip hop codes. Did you leave D-Rock? Because you know some of the jury's older, so they're gonna be like, I don't know what a dab is. Did you leave D-Rock at the diner? Why are you smiling? Because that's a crazy question. Why would I? Did you leave D-Rock at the diner? That makes no sense. I'm not asking what makes sense. I'm asking you, did you? No. You said you saw Cassie and Mr. Combs. Yes, Mr. Combs told me to drive. You don't know where Mr. Combs got the guns, do you? I don't know we had guns until then. Have you ever been in a situation like that? No. You didn't say that I don't want to drive to Suge Knight with guns. No. What exactly did you do before you got this job? I was a door-to-door salesman, and then a personal assistant. Now, you were going with guns to confront someone? It was not ideal. I'm just reading there were some of these comments. Okay, let me go back. So that was the assistants. Let me see his mom. Where her mom? Let's turn to two more exhibits. What are these? The ammunition we found and platform high heels. How high are they? 7 inches. This may be a good place to break for the day. I found some gun and some shoes and they went on break. What a way to end the break. I'm looking for the mother's testimony. One second, guys. Okay, I gotta just grab my headphones. I'll be right back. Let me stop sharing. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. What do you guys got planned for the holiday weekend? It's Memorial Day weekend. I couldn't find the transcript for the trial online, so I'm gonna come in with the audio. I'm gonna transcribe it that way. Let's see. Okay, this is Cassie's mother. I don't know. Everybody keeps blaming her father. Her father's not in her life. I don't know if he was or he wasn't, or any opinion on that. So they started late. The assistant testified, and then they had the Punisher. I'm not going into the Punisher because the Punisher is too explicit. You guys can Google it and find it. Let's see. Here we go. The government asked Cassie's mother, "When did you meet Sean Combs?" He said 2006. She said 2006. Cassie was 19 years old. Her mother, Cassie signed with Bad Boy Records. He was her boss. Then they started dating and they moved to LA. The government said, read this message from December 2011. Cassie's mother said Cassandra wrote to her in this message. So Cassie texted her mother a message that they're going to repeat. It was 2006, so Cassie was 19. Cassie's mother said that she texted her a message and she's reading the message to the court. She said Sean Combs threatened to release a sex tape and go after her and Kid Cudi. Okay, let me share my screen. Cassie sent a text message to her mother that he was gonna beat up Kid Cudi and release her sex tape. That's extortion to show a RICO charge. Extortion. It was evidence that there was a text message from Cassie to her mother telling her mother Diddy threatened to release her tapes and go after her and Kid Cudi. And she told her mother that in 2011 on a text message. Wow, feds pulled up text message from 2011. Cassie's mother said her stomach made her feel sick and Diddy demanded $20,000 to recoup his loss because of Kid Cudi. Diddy threatened Cassie's mother and father and wanted $20,000 in ransom, or else he was going to drop a sex tape. Here goes my bat again. I wish Cassie's mother had this bat. You want $20,000 for what? I wish somebody would call my mother talking about I need $20,000 from you. You see this bat? What? You will have two broken legs. Oh my God. In 2011, Diddy escorted Cassie's mother for $20,000. Or he was going to release her tapes and the workers. Oh, horrible. Horrible. Do you guys hear this? Are you guys what? Did you? Hold on one second. This motive. That's motive. In 2011, Sean Combs was worth $475 million. Let that thing. He was worth on paper $475 million. And you're going to extort Cassie's mother and father for $20,000. Do I need to repeat that one more time? Let me repeat it one more time. In 2011, Diddy, Sean Combs was worth $475 million, extorted Cassie's mother and father for $20,000. What a piece of work. What a piece of work. The defense couldn't even come back. The defense was like, I rest. I don't have any questions. What you put out in this world, in this universe, this energy always comes back to you. Rest in peace to Valletta Wallace. And rest in peace to Phoenix Shakur. I haven't lived to see this. He extorted Cassie's mother for $20,000 in 2011. Held them ransom because they were gonna extort her videos. Oh God. This is sad. I don't know how any jury can sit here. It's 8 men and 4 women that when he went and extorted her parents. I don't think the mom was on the I don't think the mom was testified too long. I think about 45 minutes. They had her in and out, and they didn't even cross-examine her. Wow. I'm waiting for the transcript to go. So that's her mother. I think her mother's black and father's Filipino and Mexican. I think she's black, Filipino, and Mexican. I'm not really sure. The mother paid the $20,000. The mother paid it. $20,000. She took a loan for $20,000 to pay a man who's worth $475 million. She took a loan for $20,000. Means she really didn't have the cash because he extorted his parents. He extorted her parents. The government said, "Why'd you take out that loan?" And the mother said to pay Diddy. The mother said, "For the safety of my daughter." The government told Cassie's mother to look in the binder. Diddy's mother said those were pictures that she took of her bruises. used to make $1 million a year modeling, but I think that's all that stopped when she got with Diddy. Here's another picture of her mother and her father. She looks like her mother. Her mother's beautiful. She looks like her mother. Her mother's name is Regina, and she lives in Connecticut. There was no cross examine. I'm just trying to see what else she said on the stage. I mean, on the Let me see. I'm just waiting to see what other comments that they made. I know they let her go. She was on there long, like 45 minutes, and they called up cross examination. They were like, nope, and they just let her walk. Because she moved on and wanted to date Kid Cudi, he told her mother, "You owe me $20,000." And the mother was like, fear for her daughter's life, paid it. That's a lot of money. But if I had 20 and someone was threatening my daughter, I'd probably give it up. I have a daughter. I'd probably give it up. Oh, I would do what I would do. I'm not even gonna. I couldn't say it on here. I can't say it on here. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm not gonna say it. Guys, go hit that like button. How is this thing gonna end, guys? How is this? Is gonna just end with like something crazy? The government asked Cassie's mother, "Do you know Mia?" Cassie's mother said it was an employee of Sean Combs. She said, "What happens?" Guys, were y'all expecting Cassie's mother to say that when she came on the stand that Diddy um uh worth $475 million in 2011 was going to extort her for money? Did you think you were going to hear it? That was. Do y'all think he should have just took the deal, right? He should have took the deal. The government says, "Do you know Mia?" She was an employee of Sean. What happened? Cassie's mother said that they were in his kitchen laughing. Sean said, "What's so funny?" And she stopped and had a plain look on her face. They closed the book of the pictures of Cassie. So that was pretty much it. It was really quick. And then, the Punisher went on this morning. He just said whatever he had to do. He had to come. Diddy had the bag on his head. He couldn't know who he was. They had a good time. He got paid, and he did it like 12 more times. Something like that. You want more details? Go look it up. I'm not going to talk about it here. But my last live, let me share my screen. My last live, we were talking about Kurt Burrows and the money, the 25%. He was entitled to 25% of the stocks of Bad Boy, which was worth about $150 million in 2006. Started, no, am I getting the timeline right? I got my notes. Well, you remember, you go back. This was, Kurt Burrows was saying, I was the godfather of Justin Combs, his Misa, Mary J. Blige, and Andre Harrell, Kurt Burrows, and Janice Combs, and that the mother muscled Diddy to take the 25%, which was worth about $40 million at the time. I went through all the artists that was on Bad Boy at the time, and he was supposed to get 12%, 15% shares over the last 30 years. And this is kind of where I left off, because this is a long loss. This is long. This is like 45 pages. So let's see what else. Let me put in here Janice. She goes by Janice Smalls. I don't know if she was never married. I don't know. Janice Smalls. So I went through the first half on the last live. And I was just trying to finish it up really quickly to see, because I think they're going to try to bring, if Diddy goes with Rico, I think they're going to try to bring a Rico case against his mother. Or they could tell Diddy, if you don't take this plea, we're going to put your mother in jail. They could be, the feds play dirty. They could be telling him anything. We're going to lock up your mother, or she definitely better get a lawyer. Diddy was supposed to take accountability, said I was going to make this right, and then he never did. Throughout this time, plaintiff persistently sought accountability from the defendant, Janice Smalls, who engaged in a deliberate campaign of deception. She repeatedly and falsified assured plaintiff that she had no involvement or knowledge of any fraudulent transfer of his ownership shares. She's saying she didn't know anything. You're right. And then Diddy also, instead of giving the profits to Mary went bankrupt. He would take Mary's profits. He just robbed her and was buying like Versace and everything because he wanted to look like Tupac. All of this is in the lawsuit. Plaintiff was systematically misled and manipulated, left to believe in pursuing legal action. Okay, then Kurt Burrows couldn't file any legal action because he was homeless, and the statute of limitation for fraud was only like 6 years in the state of New York. Okay, so in 2024, Kurt Burrows unexpectedly reconnected with an estranged family member who, after hearing plaintiff's account of events and financial struggles, urged him to seek legal intervention to pursue justice. Now, let me see something. He did this in February 2025. So he did this after Cassie's lawsuit. He was like, Cassie sued. She got a bag, $20 million. He was like, I need to jump on it too. Because he's probably like, you owe me $40 million back 30 years ago, plus 15% interest of Bad Boys. Okay. Okay, so his friend, although the plaintiff was homeless at the time and making this agreement in reliance assured Janice Small, Sean Combs, he used an old laptop and created a documentary write-up, made several copies of the documentary write-up, and mailed hard copies to Mr. Smalls. Plaintiff then texted Mr. Smalls banking information for a friend. he trusts so he could begin remitting payment due to his homeless status. Plaintiff did not have a personal bank account. So he got an attorney. They went through discovery. Smalls had not only, that's Diddy's mother, not only profited from the unlawful transfer, but had actively conspired to suppress all knowledge of a receipt of plaintiff shares. She going to jail. She going to jail. I guess Diddy was like, let me put my money in my mother and my kids' name, so when the day comes, if I go to jail like now and anything happens, my family could hold on to the money, so the feds don't take it. Because all of his houses is not in his name. I think it's in his like LLC or trust or business name. But he has two properties in Miami, which is protected from lawsuits and civil suits and all that, just like OJ. So that's why he sold Kim Porter's house in California and then put his other house up for sale in LA. But he's not trying to sell his houses in Miami. I just realized I got food in the oven. What you guys have for dinner? I'm making some roast fish. When I come back on here, I'm gonna start back with my cooking. I have been sick for like 2 weeks. I've been under the weather. I'm feeling better, but I'm gonna start posting up some more cooking channel. Okay, guys, if you guys looking for any seafood, chicken, beef recipes, Middle Eastern, Asian, pasta, Italian, West Indian, Caribbean, whatever, just go on my playlist. I have like over 200 recipes on there. Go ahead, hit that like button. That's one of my passions. Cooking is my passion. Hip hop is my background. I figure, hey, we're gonna come up here and cook and talk about hip hop. Why not? Okay, guys, we're on page 21 out of 46. I'm just gonna keep rolling through this because I know you guys are not gonna sit here all night. Go ahead, hit that like button. I'm just gonna kind of go through um briefly. It's kind of repeating everything. It's kind of repetitive. Why it keeps repeating itself, I don't know. Fraudulent concealment based on tolling. Something with tolling is, like you said, 6 years is the timeline. Diddy's mother's fraudulent conduct was not a single event, but an ongoing scheme that continued between 1996 well into 2020, warranting the application of a continued warrant document. At the Diana Ross VIP event, Diddy said he's going to make wrong things right. I think I have read that already. Okay, let me scroll down. She suppressed financial disclosures, withhold corporate records. RICO. Withholding corporate records, defendant Smalls deliberately concealed stock transfer documents and financial records, making it impossible for the plaintiff to confirm that his ownership interests have been fraudulently transferred. So there's no paper trail. But they said she signed. I don't know, maybe he signed the signature. So what Kurt Burrows was saying in the video earlier, the legal term, hold on. Let me stop this for a minute. Kurt Burrows was saying, I was there from day one. I had sweat equity. I don't know if he paid for Bad Boy share. He had 25%. Diddy was like, let me borrow it. I'll give it back. He took it. He never gave it back, but he also never gave him. The law was saying he had to give him back, if not the stocks, something of value. And at that time, it was worth $40 million. So maybe he said, okay, take my house. I'm not going to give you the stock. I still have ownership, but I'll give you my house. My house is worth 10 million, 20 million, 40 million. So that would be an equitable trade. But that never happened. But then they were saying that the fraud part, that the mother he only had 6 years to sue her for fraud. That statute of limitations had passed. But because there was some, I don't know, manipulation or something, they're trying to tolling. It's something called a tolling. They're trying to go around that. This is. I'm not a lawyer, guys. You definitely need a lawyer to really break this down. You guys, any lawyers out there want to come over here and explain this? You're more than welcome. Hit me up in the comments. He just want his 25% back, 50%, compounded over time by 9% interest. That's what he's asking for. He trying to put her in jail. If she don't get her money, he trying to lock her up. I would lawyer up. Janice got a lawyer up right now. And he probably waited till Diddy went to jail to do this lawsuit because he probably was scared. He was like, Diddy gonna kill me. I'm coming to sue my mother. And he said he put $100,000 of his own money to start the. Okay, so he personally invested approximately $100,000 to finance critical operation expenses sustaining from the label's infrastructure, allowing it to thrive during its formative years. So, $100,000 back in 1996. That's a lot of money to get robbed by your son's godfather. You are the godfather of this son. He robbed you. This is a horrible. Do you see what I'm saying? He extorted Cassie's mother for $20,000. He robbed his best friend, his day one. I need a rotten hell. Civil conspiracy. Ooh, that's a RICO federal conspiracy. Do you know how much you could? How much time do you do for conspiracy in New York? 25 years in prison. Janice Combs is facing 25 years in prison if he wanted to press criminal charges. Civil conspiracy. She played an active and essential role as a direct beneficiary of plaintiff's ownership. She deliberately concealed her involvement for decades, repeatedly lying to the plaintiff about fraudulent transfers of his shares. As recently as 2020, she continues to deny her receipt while secretly profiting from her misappropriation and working alongside defendants. She employed James Doe. I don't know. So one of the employee violent intimidation tactics. I'm not even gonna try to figure out who James Doe. James Doe is a man. Lawyer Doe. It's too much. Let me go down. All right, guys. I'm about to wrap this up. We at the end. This is Tyrone Blackburn. I should have known it was Tyrone Blackburn because he got all those photos in there. He's the only one that throws in complaints with pictures. He's the only one. I don't know. This came out a while ago, like in February. I was just trying to read it. Now that Diddy's here, and if he gets, they're requesting a trial by jury. Diddy, Mama Combs may be up next. She may get lined up next. They may just say, turn over that money or you're going to go to jail. Who knows? Guys, I got to go. I got food in the dinner. It was great seeing you again. I'll be back tomorrow. Let me know in the comments what you want me to talk about. We're going to be on this. We got 7 more weeks. We're going to be on it. I'm going to be on it. We got 7 more weeks, guys. All right, guys. Have a good night. Later.